G'day and welcome to Aussievision. And today we are talking about Ukraine. Got a 100% qualifying record at Eurovision. And this year they've got Go A with the song Shum. It certainly splits people in the fandom about whether or not this is going to qualify or do well. And today we're going to be looking at the appeal from both the jury and the televote side, our opinions, of course. And we're going to do this by scoring it out of 10 for each one of those. And I'm joined by my Aussievision colleagues here. So without further ado, guys, let's start with the jury and let's give our scores out of 10. All right. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, 5.5, 6.5, 6. All right. You can see my 7's terrible. Kyriakos, you're the lowest score. You're giving it 5.5 a jury appeal. Why?
Well, when I compare it to other Eurovision songs that had white noise, I think of Tulia, Poland's entry in 2019, and that didn't do too well with the jury. It came last in the semi-final and came 12th in the televote.
Okay.
And I feel like Goa's song is more contemporary, has a bit of EDM, so it might have more appeal. But overall, it's a bit of a question mark with how the jury will take it.
I didn't realize Tulia had come last, actually, the jury, so I kind of wanted to change my score, maybe. What about you, Liv? What do you think?
Very similar. I mean, Ukraine, anecdotally, are usually more of a televote kind of nation, and this song it's a bit of a, outlier for the juries, and I don't think they'll hate it, but I just don't think there's enough there for them to love it. So I'll just see.
Fair enough. And Michael, what about you? You gave it, 6.5, was it?
6.5. Very much the same with Liv on this one. I just think it's such an unusual type of composition that, our jury's really going to embrace it. It is a bit of an odd song. And, generally juries will be looking for vocal moments or certainly originality that's there. But is it really a jury kind of song? I'm not sure.
I think the one, and I was thinking of Tulia with this one, and the reason I gave it up to that 7 is I do think they're going to put on a really good stage performance. And I think there's going to be more going for this entry, though I haven't given it very high. I mean, 7's kind of, to me, is like solid, like okay. And it's not, the reason I don't want to put it high again, because it's everything you guys have said. The white noise, is that going to work? Is it a bit too obscure? And also, there's not a lot of nations in this semi-final from the East. I think it's not too heavy on that side. We've got Russia, but it feels like more of quite a Western semi-final. So, yeah, I see where you're coming from, but I do think it's got staging appeal, that overall impression could work. Am I the only one thinking that?
No, I'm expecting it to be pretty good on stage. We haven't seen the staging yet, but if they can put together a pretty cohesive package, then it should work. It should all work.
Okay, well, we're pretty lukewarm to poor on the juries there. All right, well, what about televote appeal? All right, let's put up our scores for televote appeal. Are we ready? All right, 3, 2, 1. 7, 8, 7.5, 6.5. That's a 7. Liv, let's start with you. Got an 8. You're going. That's a big blow up.
I think, honestly, there's something special about it, and I just think that it's very unique in a year where there's a lot of pop bangers and whatnot. This is something that's like not really easy to categorize, but something that I think televoters, how there's always that one song that just kind of does really well with televoters, and a lot of people are like, oh, what? I think this one definitely could have the legs to do very well with the televote.
No, true. And what about who had the next highest? Was that you, Mike?
I think it was 7.5.
Yeah.
Look, it is just so unique in this competition, and it really, really does stand out against all the other entries here. Also, that last sort of 30 seconds goes picks up tempo and gets a little bit crazy, and I think that could really stick in the minds of televoters. It's got that Eurovision quirk, and it's something I think I'd be tuning in for once a year to see that sort of stuff.
Yeah, true. And let's go to our Simon Cowell of the group, the lowest again. Kyriakos, what was it, 6.5 that you gave it?
I gave it 6.5. My issue mainly is the music video the last music video with the revamp is amazing. I absolutely love it. And there's something mysterious and mystical that they've kind of created with this like Mad Max in the Ukrainian forest, in Chernobyl. But how are they going to take those feels onto the Eurovision stage? So that's something that is a bit of a question mark for me. And also, how would people react to that? It's a very punch in your face kind of song. And
true.
Either way. So.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense, and there's a lot of concerns there. They seem to have something about their stagecraft, which is good. Their staging last year at Vidber was really compelling when it shouldn't be compelling. She's just kind of staring at you, and they're doing that. Like it shouldn't work, but it kind of did. I only gave it 7, which is the same as what I gave it for the jury, actually. And it's only because I got the question mark about this style of music. I actually think there's going to be a portion of people who will love it. And there's just going to be so many people who are just going to be like, turn off this noise. And I just don't know what percentage of those people are going to be it, because it's a bit untested. This is different than Tulia, and it's a different type of year, I think. So it's hard to compare all up, I think. Bit on the spot here, but is this going to qualify? Liv?
I think 100%.
Oh, wow. 100% in? Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. This is going straight through.
All right. Kyriakos?
I think it will qualify, but probably in the lower end of the scoreboard.
Well, there's a surprise with your scores. I think it's 100% through as well. I think it's got enough there, even though we haven't scored super high across there, but it sounds like the televote is a little bit more stronger here. Okay, so that puts our average scores 6.25 for the jury, which I think that's pretty low, and 7.25 for the televote, which is higher, but we're all saying with a 6.25 and a 7.25, they are 100% through to the grand final. So we've set a standard there. But awesome. Thanks everyone for joining us, and let's see if they get through to the final. See you later.
Bye.